Sunday, guys. Happy Sunday. I think tomorrow's Halloween, right? Oh, Tuesday. One more day to Halloween, guys. Happy pre-Halloween. Pre-Halloween. Oh, let's take it off. You guys remember the song back in the day? HALLOWEN spells Halloween. Great song. And yes, I do have a good voice. So if you want me to sing again, just let me know in the chat. If you don't, just say, Jordan, you suck. Just say, Jordan, you suck. I won't take it personally. Everyone says I'm a bad singer, but I truly believe I'm a good singer at heart, you know? What's going on, Griff? What's going on? Bajorn, Amp Knight, Alan, Dion, Hollow Man. What's going on? Still in the 38K waiting room, guys. I told you, it smells like chicken tikka and roses. So if you want to join me in the 38K waiting room, by all means, we're having chicken tikka in here. We might order some pizza for dinner later. Come join us. It's going to be great. What's going on, DJ? Better make up the most. Oh, my Lord. Boot said that's what Jordan wears to the gym. This? I like this. I like this Halloween outfit, man. You know, I could go with the McDonald's outfit, but is that really a Halloween outfit? Not really.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
Anyways, guys, AI and gaming altcoins are going off today. And it was funny because we just talked about this yesterday, how we want some exposure to AI in particular and gaming, right? At least one token in those slots. Because I think those two sectors will be very, very hard runners in the potential bull market that will be coming in the next 2 years. We want some exposure to AI and gaming. So we got some really, really good gainers today. Mana, Sand, obviously the most obvious ones. But then you got, you know, some we've talked about for quite a while, like Pete Bayar, Vulcan Forged. We got Gala running up. We got, and obviously the AI ones like Render. You got FET. A lot of the AI ones, GRT, getting some good pumps today. So let's go, man. If you caught those, we'll play a little pump song to start the stream for you. You know, and we'll talk a little Bitcoin too. What's going on, man? Mr. Miles, it is Koss. You never forget about Koss, my man. There's 3,000 altcoins. If you don't catch one, there's another one. It's like Pokemon, you know? You don't need to catch them all. Let's see. Shout out to Donut Windy. What's going on, man? Anyways, Bitcoin's still just consolidating, but I think the thing today is, right, as we get ready for Halloween the next 2 days, you know, we look at like something like the Bollinger Bands, and you can see that the 4 hour is getting very, very tight. Very, very juicy, and that the 4 hours looking like a virgin right now, okay? It's looking like a virgin getting super, super tight. So the last time we had the 4 hour that was this like convergence-ish was actually back down here on Thursday, October 23rd, which obviously was kind of the precursor to us getting, it was right after the fake ETF pump. We pulled back, we consolidated for a little bit, and then obviously when that got super tight, we started that run up back up to 35K. So I think we're consolidating and getting ready for what I think is going to be a good week this week for Bitcoin, and we'll see for the altcoin market, but for Bitcoin at least. So we're getting tight. Shit, like I said, shit's looking like a virgin in here. And even when we don't look at the Bollinger Bands and we just look at, say, like the moving averages, right? The 30 and 50, you got those coming up, right? Approaching. We're consolidating at, right? And we're going to get tight in here between the 35K resistance and our 30 and 50 moving averages, which we've been front running since the ETF fake pump, right? We've been front running it here, move up. We front ran it here, we moved up. And hopefully, going into today, we are front running the 30 and 50 EMAs again before the next rise up. So good shit. I think we're set up for a good week this week. And, you know, once again, I think most people are still offsides and most people will still miss this move. I know everyone keeps saying that everyone's bullish right now. I see the opposite over on X and where I look, right? And I said it depends on who you follow. 99% of the world doesn't care about crypto right now, which means they're bearish, right? Only us I wouldn't even say it's 1%, right, is here, and only probably 50% of us are bullish, right? So Is it really everyone's bullish? No, that's a made up thing. Most people still remain bearish on crypto and the markets in general, right? So good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit more as we kind of move on here. Let me take off the Halloween mask, you know, because every day's Halloween over here on this channel, you know, every day's Halloween. Of course it is. Every day is the Halloween. Like, Jordan, do I FOMO into? I know you talked about PYR for a week, but should I FOMO now at resistance? Maybe I should buy a gaming token now or AI token. Should I buy Render or FET or GRT? I think I will buy GRT. It is one that people pump the least, so I will be FOMOing the least. Yes, that is a smart take. I will buy the one that is pumping the least, and it will play catch up. Horse Guy's gonna buy GRT, so just be careful with GRT, guys. Just be careful with GRT because Horse Guy is getting in on the GRT. You know what I'm saying? What we got? Whale Talk. What's up, my man? Multi scared. Of course you're scared, man. Did you see me in that mask? That was intimidating as shit. You know? By the way, guys, I told you I tried the Virgil's barbecue, which Franco told me to try in Manhattan. Let me tell you, that shit was overrated. Okay, so now the next goal is I need to find the best Indian restaurant in New York. So if you know anything about Indian restaurants and in New York, let me know, because I need to find the best chicken tikka or lamb vindaloo, right? Or, I mean, I know some of you guys like biryani, so if you really like the biryani, let me know. I need to know the best Indian restaurant in New York, and if I don't figure it out, I'm going to be very, very sad. Extremely sad, actually, if you want my honest take, you know? Let's see. Carlos, what's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? What's up, Carlos? Fahid said Jordan keeps doing impressions of me. Fahid, you're the star of the show, man. Fahid, you are literally the game horse guy of the show. I mean, it's self-proclaimed by you. You like to say whenever you FOMO, the market dumps. So you have self-proclaimed you as horse guy. It's not me. It's yourself, you know? It's yourself, man. Savvy capitulation by followers. Savvy capitulation. When does Savvy flip bullish, if ever? I don't think Savvy will ever flip bullish, to be quite honest. Anyways, let's look at the daily. So the daily, you know, the popular saying is the daily's overbought. The daily's overbought. Yes. Any noob who pulls up TradingView can say the daily's overbought. Okay, that's great. We've also looked at the past to say that actually when Bitcoin's daily RSI gets back to 90, the first time it hits it tends to not be the high. It tends to go higher, right? So that's not my feelings. That's based off of what I've seen. Basically, when Bitcoin gets to that 90 level, that doesn't end up being the high. It ends up pushing higher, right? I'm not going to go through all the times. We already looked at that the other day. But, you know, still remains with the fact that this price action right here kind of reminds me of the price action back down here with the fake ETF news, where we had that big spike up. We pulled back. We basically went down for like 2 days, and then we kind of started to grind higher. Reminds me of that right now. We pushed up into the 35K resistance. We pulled back for 2 days. Now we're starting to grind back up. My take is if we close this weekly like this, right? Once again, it's hard for me to be bearish here, especially if the weekly closes with no wick this week, which, you know, unless we get some major dump here within the next 7 hours, this weekly is looking very, very good for some continuation, right? And I'm looking for 38 to 40K over the course of the next few weeks. Very confident about that, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to be bullish, and I've said this. I think people are afraid to be bullish right now because they're so afraid of being wrong. They're so afraid of being the laughing stock of people who say, well, you were bullish. Did you see the macro? What an idiot. So I think people are afraid to be bullish. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna call for 38 to 40K over the next few weeks, right? And that's continue to be my call. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong, and that's how we're gonna play this, right? But the weekly. I mean, it's once again, it's a big pump from November to April. It's the pullback, right, where we kind of just consolidate above the 50 moving average band, and then it's the rise. So unless Bitcoin drops below 31K, I remain bullish. Kind of the opposite of what Savvy says, where he says, I remain bearish. I remain bullish. as long as we stay above 31K. We dip black below 31K, we got to reconsider, right? So that's really that on Bitcoin. Nothing really too much else to say. And honestly, you look at Bitcoin versus the SPX. We looked at this yesterday. Look at this monthly candle on Bitcoin versus the S&P 500. I mean, we're about to close this. I mean, unless we get some crazy shit that happens either today or tomorrow on this monthly close, we're about to close this monthly. Like this. I mean, this monthly is absolutely an insane breakout back into the 2021 range. So if my thing is, we can look at the S&P 500 all day and say, oh my God, look at the S&P 500. It looks bearish. Holy shit. Like, it's breaking down. Holy shit. But when you really look at it and you look at the Bitcoin versus the S&P, Bitcoin can still outpace the S&P. And I think right now the bears, what they're hoping for is the S&P going down drastically and Bitcoin being dragged down with it. And that just has not been the case over the course of the last month, as the S&P has gotten wrecked and Bitcoin's ripped to the upside, right? And this monthly does not look like this trend wants to end. This actually looks like it wants to continue going into next month with basically a monthly candle with no wick, just basically the most bullish monthly candle you can probably have. That combined with the monthly MACD flipping back over positive as well. So Bitcoin versus the S&P, I'm going to continue to think that Bitcoin's going to outpace the S&P based off this chart. Nothing else I really need to say, you know. And this actually is even more crazy, because imagine if the S&P catches a bounce and this chart is still bullish, right? I don't know, do the math, but yeah, that's Bitcoin versus the S&P, right? Right now we can do all the analysis on the S&P we want, but it really hasn't mattered recently. It's been a weird shift where ever since Larry Fink came on and Larry Fink started to say, yeah, I mean, really, guys, thank you for having me over here on CNBC. Yeah, I really do think that people are underrating the cryptocurrency asset class. And I do think that, cryptocurrency will change the way that we look at money in the world. And Bitcoin in particular is a flight to safety through these turbulent times. So, yeah, I'm a big believer in Bitcoin. We have our ETF proposal out there waiting to be approved. But I really do think that the cryptocurrency asset class is truly underrated and will change the world, right? Yeah, just the guy with the biggest fund in the world, but no big deal. Yeah, man. So that's my summary. You know, that's my Bitcoin summary. We'll talk about some altcoins too, but once again, we got the halving in 6 months. We got the ETF approval deadline in 3 months. Let's keep pricing it in. And that's what I think we're going to do. We're just going to keep pricing it in as people are afraid to miss out. All right. So that is that. Anyways, looks like a South Park character. Hell yeah, man. Do you ever see Larry Fink? Larry Fink actually kind of looks like horse guy mixed with... He looks like horse guy mixed with Adam Sandler. Someone needs to get one of those face, thing where you merge the two faces of horse guy and Adam Sandler face, and you merge them together. I really think he looks like both of those, man. It's awesome, dude. What happened to DXY Wyckoff? I mean, let's be honest. The DXY can. Let's be honest. We've talked about this before too. We've looked at Bitcoin's previous bulls. We've actually, a lot of the times when Bitcoin's going in its first rise of the bull, DXY is actually also going up. Now, that is way too boring to look at on a day where there's a lot of exciting things to talk about today. So we're not going to do DXY analysis because that's just boring as shit. But I said this before. The dollar can still go up while Bitcoin goes up. It's not like this thing or everyone thinks it's like this perfect one-to-one correlation all the time. It's not always like that, So, but we could talk about more of that on a boring day, Not on 12 o'clock on a Sunday where we all just want to have a fantastic day and have a little fun, right? So that's really that. Anyways, let's look at some other stuff. So some of the bigger movers today over there in the altcoin land, the AI coins are really taking off. So Render's close to breaking that May high. So if you caught that Render move, which
we're going to the moon.
I did not. Render is one I actually wanted to buy, but it never went to my buy zone. That's okay. What did we say? There's always another altcoin that you can get into. So I did not get into Render, which is now back up to that May resistance level. But man, crazy move by Render. I mean, it's already up about over 100% off the lows. You got one that I did get into, which is my AI play of choice because it was at support. I liked it better than the Render chart at the time. FET also getting a really, really nice move.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
Guys, I'm not saying FOMO into the AI coins right now. Guys, AI is the narrative for the next couple of years. In my opinion, you gotta have one coin that has something to do with AI in your portfolio. AI will be one of the best performing narratives that is going to be the next bull. I'm very, very confident with that. And you've seen it this whole bear market, right? They've had that crazy run in November, and now you're seeing that second crazy run by the AI coins happening again. So doesn't mean FOMO today when they're all up 8 to 10%, right? But I think it's important to have one of those in your back pocket, right? It is what it is. And same thing with the gaming tokens, right? We're seeing PYR almost back up to range highs. Another one I've been talking about since the lows here. We're seeing some of them, which, Sand's up about 8% today. Mana's up about 8% today. Gala's up about 7%. So it's really the AI and gaming tokens doing very, very well today. Sol continues to rocket. Looks like Sol. Man, Sol's in the $39 waiting room, man. Let's go. We got to get Sol to the $39 waiting room. Even ApeCoin. Some of the NFT plays are doing well too, like Blur, Ape, doing pretty well today too. So clear, there's a clear winner of today. Doesn't mean it's going to be tomorrow, right? Capital's going to rotate, but there's a clear winners of today. At least that's what it is. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. And we'll keep looking at the ones that are performing well. But Solana keeps rocking. I think, Solana showed, I think, that it's going to be one that performs well in the bull. Not every top 50 altcoin perform well. I think Solana, Chainlink are the two that have showed that they're here to stay and they're going to make another high, in my opinion. So good shit going on there, my fellas. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat, though. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let's see. Strap up. We're going to the moon. Not quite yet, right? It's a moon to me is give me a 20 to 50x. That's moon. I don't think we're there yet. I think we got some time for that, but it's a good start. It's a good start. I think you could have picked up some good ones. And like I said, you didn't have to time the exact low, right? On a lot of these alts, I was bearish when they were at the lows. Right? But the thing is, you don't have to catch the exact low. That's the thing. You can wait for whatever confirmation you have and then get into the altcoins. For me, my favorite confirmation to get into altcoins when they're at support is waiting for Bitcoin to have the first move. Wait for Bitcoin to have the first move, right? And if your favorite altcoin's at support, then you can get in, right? Instead of just blindly buying. I said this a lot. You don't need to time the bottom. You don't need to be the hero, being the hero. So, I mean, you could be the hero all the way down to zero, right? You don't need to be the hero. Just wait for strength on Bitcoin. Bitcoin gets to the levels where altcoins perform well. Boom, there we go. We play them up, right? It's the same thing now, I think. Yeah, for me, is if we see Bitcoin come up into the 40Ks, I think you're going to see altcoins go freaking nuts. That's when I will throw in the towel and I'll say, I think it's time, my guys. I think it's time where we've been so focused on Bitcoin, and I still think it'll be important to focus on Bitcoin because the whole ETF and big money going into Bitcoin, but that's when we will be like, holy shit, okay, now it's time to start really focusing on the altcoin market for real, right? Not just one-offs, but all of them going nuts. Not quite yet, right? Why? Look at Total 3. Total 3 right at resistance, right in the 50 band. Total 3 is at a very important level this week, my guys, and this could be very fun if we get the breakout. But always remember, be cautious at resistance. Be careful FOMOing into resistance, right? Doesn't mean you have to sell, okay? Can you take some profits on some altcoins you might have wrote up? Yes. right? Maybe take some profits, keep them moving back, whatever you want to do. But just be careful when you're right at descending triangle resistance, right into the 50 band where we've seen one altcoin season stop, we've seen two altcoin season stops, and now we're back at that same level again, right? So just be cautious right there. But I'll say this, if Bitcoin does get that next leg up, total 3 will break out for the out of this for the first time really since May of 2022, and that'll be very interesting stuff. So we'll keep watching it, but just be cautious right there. Anyways, BTC is mid as F. I'm buying ETH. I actually, the thing is, we're almost there on ETH. ETH bottoms in Q4 every year. It bottoms in Q4 every single year. So, ETH USD and ETH, BTC and BTC ETH bottoms in Q4 every year. So, sometime in the next 3 months, we'll see ETH BTC hit a low, and that's when we go hard into Ethereum. But I think that what'll mark the low on ETH BTC, I actually think is the Bitcoin ETF. Whenever that gets announced, I actually think that'll mark the low on ETH BTC. Contrary to popular belief. Let's see. Take another look at near BTC. Bullish retest classic market maker profile Wyckoff distribution low. All the altcoins look like that though, right? And we've said there's two ways we can get bullish on some of these layer ones, because all the layer one charts look the same. AVAX, Cardano, Near, they all have the same chart. Polkadot, let's just bring up Near. Near is a perfect example, right? Let's bring up Near real quick. To me, I'm just not really that interested in these layer ones. I get the chart looking bullish. I just think there's better plays. It's not so much that. Right? There's two ways we get bullish on these, right? Either this comes down to this next support, or Near gets back above. I want to see it get back above the December low and the June low. It's already got back above the June low, but we're right into that bull market support band right here. If we get back above this bull market support band, then I think it's time we can look at this and say this shit's going back to range high, right? We're almost there, but dude, if you clear above here, ooh, look at that perfect straight line. Look at me, man. I'm like an artist. I never knew I was an artist. But yeah, if we get back above the bull market support band, I think you can pretty accurately say this was deviation, Wyckoff, and then we play this back up here, But yeah, I think Near looks like this, but just be careful, because what have we seen here, right? Band was resistance, band was resistance, band was resistance, band was resistance. We're right at that band again, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe the fifth time's the charm, hopefully. And if it is, we'll be ready to play it, right? So Near, what is it? AVAX looks the same, right? AVAX is in the same spot. If AVAX clears above this, we hold it as support, we play it back up. Right? Once again, that's what we say. We don't have to time the exact low. You don't have to be a hero down here. You just wait for it to get back above the lows. Boom, we play it back up here. What was the other one? Dot. Same chart. They all have the same chart. That's the funny thing. They all have the same exact freaking chart, man. Dot, same shit. The same shit, bro. One, it's right at that December low, June low. And it's all the same. What is it? It's the one low, the two lows, the deviation low, which is the third low. This is the classic Wyckoff. It is. But you want to see it get above and hold. Right? This is what Chainlink did. Right? And then we play it back up here like this. It breaks out. It holds. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. You got your classic Wyckoff pattern to the upside. And yeah, that's really it. Mana Wyckoff. Oh, thank you, Anderson. Thank you, Anderson, man. Yeah, look at Mana. I think Mana has the same chart. You know, that's the funny thing. They all have the same damn chart, right? This is... Yeah, Mana's got the Wyckoff, bro. This is the Wyckoff on Mana. Mana, look at the Mana chart. This is exactly what we want to see from near, AVAX, DOT, right? This is it right here. A move back above the bull market support band, right? That's exactly it. There you go. You got the Wyckoff. That's it right there, man. You got the 1. You got the 2. You got the deviation low. The 3rd. You got back above the 1st and 2nd low. Bada bing, bada boom. We're playing this back to the high. Oh, shit. We're playing it back to the high. Maybe Mana will get 20 users now. That's what I like to see, mate. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. That's exactly what we want to see. You know? Can't get much better than that. But here's the thing with these. We got to get Bitcoin to have this next leg. Because that's going to really break out everything. We need Bitcoin to have one more leg higher. One more. Just uno more. Get it to 38 to 40. That's going to break out everything. You know? We need to see that next leg for the corn, man. You see that next leg to the corn? This shit going to be halfway to this high. Yeah, it's going to be up here, man. You know? But, yeah, there's good stuff around the market, man. I think there's really good stuff around the market. And I said this. I am shocked at the craziest chart, I think. And this even comes from, like, someone who may be really bullish, right? But the most crazy chart to me, and I'll continue to say this, it's blowing my mind right now, is if you told me on July 23rd, right, you like hid this chart, and you only showed me this, and you said, and you asked me where I thought the Bitcoin price would be if the S&P did this since July. You said, Jordan, where do you think the Bitcoin price would be? I would have told you that Bitcoin would be at 20K if the S&P was going to do this on the weekly, because this is like a crashing structure. This is not a normal, like this is a capitulation type move down here. I would have told you Bitcoin would be at 20K. But then you go and look at Bitcoin since that same time period back in July, right? This is the Bitcoin chart. You know, it is absolutely insane. And that is the craziest thing to me right now. And that, along with all the stuff coming, man. Like, I know sometimes you might feel a little bit like George, but I'm feeling like George, man. I am George. We're all mother effing George. You know? We're all mother effing George right now, man. It's crazy. I know you guys watching those fights. I'm not a big fight watcher. I don't like fights. I know a lot of people are into like boxing and UFC and shit like that. I'm not really into that shit. You know what I mean? And I don't know. That's just me, though. My favorite sports are football and basketball. And I'm not really into watching fights, man. I know a lot of people were talking about that on social media today. Hosky's the next Doge Pepe. You guys want to guys, I will say this. I don't mean like this, like go all in on a meme coin, but I'm going to say this. In my opinion, I think before the next halving, I think you want to have at least one meme coin play, right? Because what do we always do when it's meme coin season, right? Why does meme coin season happen? Meme coin season usually happens because no one owns the meme coins. Everyone is so underexposed to the meme coins, and people don't go in until everyone's calling meme coin season. So my plan is to have a meme coin portfolio, right? Where, what do you know about meme coins? You only need one of them to go off, right? So my take is have your favorite one, but also, you know, maybe have like a little small meme coin bag because you only need one to go off. You know, everyone likes to wait until everyone's calling meme coin season to go into meme coins. Imagine if you were ahead of the herd. That would be some crazy shit, man. My favorite one's Wojak. I have a feeling about Wojak, man. I don't know, man. Wojak is such a good, like, he's so good. Don't buy Wojak, guys. This is a high risk, high gamble play. Don't buy Wojak. But the thing is, man, he's such a good, hypeable character. You know, you want Wojak to win. My lottery meme coin play is ladies. There you go, Skillful. There you go, Skillful, man. Because what did we learn from the last two cycles, guys? I mean, like, the biggest gain comes from the most, like, it was Doge and Shiba last time where no one expected. You probably aren't going to hit whatever altcoin is the next Doge or Shiba or Pepe, right? But if you give yourself a chance, you know? Jordan's making me want to buy right now. Don't buy Wojak, man. Don't do it. Don't buy Wojak. Moon's 400% next week. Well, if there's the thing, if Wojak Moon's 400%, I think Bitcoin's bearish because any meme coin season has resulted in Bitcoin going lower. You know, so I don't want meme coin season to happen right now. Wait a little bit for meme coin season. You know. Let's see. Wait into 18K to buy in. Yeah. I mean, Laz, you got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do. I've said this. What's more crazy to call for right now? And I'm just being honest. Like, I still hear more people calling for 10K than all-time highs. I still hear more people calling for 10K than all-time highs. I even said even the bulls aren't calling for all-time highs right now. Like, even the bulls are calling for like 38 to 40K, including me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hear any ridiculous high calls in the short to medium term. Maybe next year, whatever. But I don't really see anyone calling for ridiculously highs in the short to medium term. But I'm still hearing a lot of people making stupid charts like this, where it's just like this, and then Bitcoin just kind of collapse like this somehow. I'm still seeing a lot of charts like that. I'm not seeing a lot of charts like this. Right? I'm just not. I've not seen a lot of charts like that. And what's a more ridiculous call right now? Bitcoin hitting all-time highs or Bitcoin going to 10K? To me, you know, I think it is much more likely Bitcoin will go to all-time highs than 10K. But yet, I don't think that's the popular narrative. I think the popular narrative is much more likely Bitcoin goes to 10K than 69K, you know? Big Don said, Jordan, does an M pattern always break down? No, it doesn't actually. It doesn't. Does an M pattern always break down? Not really. I mean, we could have said this was an M pattern, right? This is a good example right here. When we had 1, 2, right? We had the M pattern right here. This one just kind of bounced off that neckline and pushed higher, right? They don't always break down. Only Link Marines are calling for all-time high end of year. New all-time highs. I don't, guys. I follow the cycles. I don't think we're going to see all-time highs until next year. That's my personal take. But I would not think it's crazy. I would not think it's unreasonable, really, to think that Bitcoin could hit all-time highs in the next 6 months. I don't think that's impossible. Do I think that's the most likely scenario? No. But is it impossible? Also no. It's not really that big of a move. Like, we think it is because the number's bigger. But think about it. I mean, Bitcoin since November of last year has gone up 122%. For Bitcoin to go to all-time highs, would it be about another 99% move? So less than what it did in the last 11 months. You know, we'll see. Psycho Pearl said, all jokes aside, I think FTM will be one of the best performers. FTM could be a hated rally too, because FTM's gotten so much FUD and shit ever since that hack that it had. It's like FTM reminds me of like a smaller Solana, where like Solana's like the hated rally, but FTM can be the hated rally too. You know? There should be a sell-off pre or at the halving, then the real fun begins. Of course, of course. If it's anything like it has been in the past, what typically happens is, right, and I'm just going based off what's happened in the past. I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but what's happened in the past is a move to the 618 fib pre-halving, and then a pullback from there back to the 50 moving average. Right, so like just for example, like if it played out, say it did like in 2019 or even in 2016, what it was a move up to the golden pocket, which was right around like 48K, and then a pullback to the 50 moving averages. So if we just kind of like projected these out, right? If you kind of project this out, it kind of would make sense in a way of like, I'll move up to the golden pocket and then a pullback back to the 50 band, which if you kind of projected it out would probably come in somewhere at like this 31K previous resistance, previous support level, almost like a retest of here, and then kind of like maybe up into the halving like this. If you kind of projected it out, it kind of makes sense from a structure standpoint too. Not gonna say like this is gonna happen like this, but could make some sense. Who knows? Five Guys Cajun fries. Yeah! The Five Guys Cajun fries. Man, those are good. I can eat a large of those, but I feel like shit after I do that. Literally like shit. You guys are lagging a little bit? Shit, man. My bad. I don't know why you guys are lagging today. Five Guys Cajun fries. I always get the large and I always eat the whole bag, and then I feel like depressed after I eat the whole bag. They give you so many fries too. It's like you just want to get the large because they hook you up with the fries, and then you can just like binge eat those fries, man. But man, like your tongue is so dry after you eat that large Cajun fry. It's ridiculous. No lag for Anderson? Okay, I believe Anderson. I believe Bear too. Bear said no issue with stream here. I believe Bear too. Oh, shout out to Bear, man. Good to see you in the chat, man. Good to see you in the chat. Bobby Digital. I feel like it's like the calm before the storm. Anyone feel like it's still kind of calm? Like it's not really euphoria, you know. Like it feels very calming and almost eerie in the cryptoverse right now. It doesn't feel like euphoria. It doesn't really feel like. It doesn't feel like a major breakout happened. That's all I say. Like, it doesn't feel like Bitcoin just broke above a level it hasn't been able to do, like to the upside, really since 2021. It doesn't feel that way, you know, and I kind of like it. It just feels calm, and like a calm before the storm is about to happen, you know. It doesn't feel like And sometimes it's just kind of like a gut instinct. It doesn't feel like a top, right? Where everyone's like over exuberant and chat's going nuts and it's rocket ships in the chat, and it doesn't feel that way to me. It's very calm and eerie, and it's a calming feeling. That's why I'm not going nuts. I just feel kind of calm. I feel kind of comfy at the moment. I don't feel like on edge or over exuberant or anything like that. It's just a nice comfy feeling, man. Feels hilarious to me. Hilarious. It really does. It's quiet. It is quiet, man. I don't know what to think right now. That's the point, man. The markets, sometimes the markets, because what are you hearing all over the news? All over the news is telling you, it's such a weird time, man, because like, really, it always comes back to the S&P 500. Like, what are you hearing on the news? Oh, the stock market's about to crash. I mean, it already is crashing. This is a crash. But the stock market's crashing, right? People are broke. You know, this is happening. That's happening. Oh, my God. We got wars going on in the world. That's kind of the vibe you're getting. Like, you're getting negativity and shitty shit like being spewed out, and it feels like everything should be going down, right? It feels like this move would crush risk on assets. But the thing is, you know, we've always said this, like at some point Bitcoin will mature enough where it's going to act as the store of value, because Satoshi's vision, okay, for Bitcoin is to be, you know, a peer-to-peer, you know, sort of financial asset. And I also think that kind of brings with it a store of value, right? You know, and it's kind of been following gold. And it's weird. Bitcoin's been following gold for the past, you know, you can even argue for quite a bit. Something shifted. There's been a shift. There's been a weird shift. And almost this like weird thing where Bitcoin actually is kind of the opposite of what it was before. Remember right here when the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ were ripping up, but Bitcoin was going down, and we were like, this doesn't make any sense. Bitcoin usually follows the stock markets. Why the frick isn't Bitcoin following the stock market? It was from like May to July. We're like, why the frick isn't Bitcoin following the stock markets? This makes no frickin' sense. What the F, bro? Bitcoin should be mooning right now. And it wasn't. But now we got the opposite happening, where the S&P's going down and Bitcoin's mooning. There's been a shift. I haven't seen a shift like this, quite honestly, for this long. Sometimes it'll happen like a day or a week. This is a major shift in the behavior of the correlation between the two. So something changed. I don't know what it is, but something is, man. Rudy said, I want to be bullish, but I cannot remember that feeling anymore. Get a couple more green weekly candles. You'll feel it. Oh, man. Me too, Drunk Bear. It would be awesome to see Bitcoin's use case actually becoming a thing. It would be awesome, man. Like, imagine a stock market crash and Bitcoin moves up, right? I think that would really be the turning factor of people actually believing in Bitcoin. Price rules all, you know? Use case is everything, but price rules all. If the boomers see the stock market crashing and Bitcoin going up, they're going to say, what the frick's going on over there? I want to go check it out, right? So, interesting stuff, man. FOMC Wednesday, November 1st. Hell yeah, dude. Let's see. Past 2 Mondays in a row have been absolute bobo slang. Send it rocket ships. Is that going to happen again tomorrow? I saw that. Someone posted that on Twitter, man. The past 2 Mondays, we have absolutely gone nuts. This was last Monday. This was October 23rd. That was the 29.9 to 35K candle. And the Monday before that was the fake ETF pump from 27 to 30. So the last 2 Mondays have been absolutely like short slaying slaughter fests. And you kind of look at the Bitcoin chart right now, and you look at like the Bollinger Bands getting tight on the 4-hour, and Bitcoin kind of just consolidating, and everything's kind of reset. If we want to get another move up early this week, we have reset all the indicators we need to, and it's there. It's ready for the taking. It's the question. FOMC sends it. Oh, man. Love this shit, man. I love these times, man. I feel comfy and calm. I like when I see green candles, but I'm not seeing over enthusiasm and people believing in everything. I don't see that right now. It's very different than the last couple bear market rallies that we've had. I don't see the over exuberance and people shilling their altcoins and you know, and people actually believing that this is true. And it's almost like a gut feeling, or almost, and you know, it's nice, man. Anyways, guys, I'm getting off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Not too much for me to add. I remain bullish. I'm in the 38 to 40K waiting room. I would not be surprised if it happens early this week. But yeah, I'm in the 38 to 40K waiting room. Once again, as Bitcoin, I think, is going to get this next rally higher. If total 3 breaks out, and I would expect if Bitcoin did see that rally to 38 to 40K, Bitcoin dominance would probably hit 57%. In my opinion, that's when we really start paying attention to, right? I'm already in some alts, but that's when I really start looking at, hey, like, is it time to be doing some swaps from maybe Bitcoin to ETH or Bitcoin to something else? Or is it really time for me to stop a DCA on Bitcoin and really start going into the altcoins? Right? We'll see. Anyways, I'm out of here. Peace out. Have a good rest of your Sunday, guys. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I don't know what time tomorrow. We'll see. Anyways, I'm out of here, guys. Peace out. Stay care. And go. And keep putting your head down. Get to work. This is the time you want to grind to be setting yourself up for success for this next bull market, man. Because after this next bull market, we don't know what's going to happen after that. There's a lot of shitty shit that and shit that could happen after this bull market. So make sure you're setting yourself up for success. Later. Peace and love. See ya.